Hey, welcome back. I still don't know how to open any of these, so forgive me. Today, I wanted to talk about 1979's The Warriors. My parents would watch TV shows and movies that they were interested in. Me being a kid at the time, I would have to sit through a lot of those movies too. One of those movies being The Warriors. So I kind of grew up with this movie, as well as the tie-in game, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So if you don't know what The Warriors is about, The Warriors is a 1979 movie about this gang that comes in for a big gang meet in New York somewhere. I don't know. This well-respected gang has its leader talk about uniting, having this big truce, and then he gets assassinated. He gets killed. He gets shot. He gets shot from the crowd. The Warriors are framed for that shooting, so they gotta travel back to their turf just to be safe. They're framed for that shooting. They're on the run from cops, rival gang members, just trying to get out of the city at that point. Trying to go back to Coney Island. Oh, that was a lot. I'm sorry. That was a lot to get through for me. Anyways, this is described as a cult film. If you don't know what a cult film is, it's like a movie that comes out and it's not like really well respected or like anything special at that point in time, and it will later get a following and it would be praised as either good or just watchable, stuff like that, and gain some fans and whatever. Me being one of them. And yeah, I kind of like these old like 70s 80s type movies, you know what I mean, with really decent premises. Now this movie is pretty influential on my childhood. My parents, they both loved it, and a lot of people that I show it to, they end up liking it. What I really wanted to talk about was some scenes that stood out to me and, tell you my reaction to them. It's a really good film. The beginning itself is really good. For me, it's like it catches your attention. It introduces you to like all the gangs that are like in the movie. A lot of them don't really show up again after this point, but you do see a couple of them reoccur in the film. And the music, oh my god, the music is so good. Like, really. The opening song is really great. And I think the thing is though, two songs kind of sound similar and they might even be the same song. I noticed the Baseball Furies song and the opening song are kind of like the same sounding. But you know what? Maybe I'm just the idiot here, so don't mind me on that one.
You're fucking sitting there wasting our fucking time.
See, the vibe I got from this movie was really just this gritty kind of like bare bones kind of movie. When you watch it nowadays compared to like what we're used to, it's just like, oh, it's kind of just average, you know what I mean? It's not really too violent. What I really like about this movie is just that feel, that nice, like cool 1980s, 70s feel to it. You know what I mean? There was a lot of gray and the audio was a little weird. But I like the atmosphere shots. This movie takes place mostly at nighttime, if not like the whole time at nighttime, as far as I remember. And just seeing the streets just like all weirdly wet and stuff like that. The sound design is really good too. The violence is crazy and the action is like really good for what it is. It shows you that these characters, they're not good. They're in a gang for a reason. You know what I mean? They mistreat women. They threaten people. They hurt people, obviously.
I want to do it because it's fun. It's fun to do bad things.
The whole mission is just trying to make it back to your turf. Try to make it back in one piece. And it goes a lot of different directions. They split up, get chased by the cops. They get like ambushed by another gang, or they get lured into a trap by another gang. It takes advantage of the premise really well instead of just doing like one or two things. Now, a couple scenes I want to highlight. The one scene I want to get out of the way and talk about is the Baseball Furies chase. This, for a large part of my childhood, was the most amazing thing I've watched. It was like a really crazy scene to watch as a kid. They get out of the subway after getting chased by a bunch of cops, and then just to go out into the street and see this gang waiting for them with baseball bats. They're just sitting there intimidating them, almost like taunting them. And then boom, they just run. They just get the hell out of there while getting chased by these guys with bats. The face paint alone was just like, whoa. As a gang, it's pretty impractical. You're wearing like a baseball outfit, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's not really intimidating, but the baseball bats and the face paint, I guess so. That whole chase is just like the music's like good. It's like, wow, this is really intense. And then the ending fight scene, it was good. It's good. It's well choreographed for what it is. Some of these older movies, the fighting wasn't the best. Another scene I liked was the washroom fight with what's the gang actually? Hold on here. I know that like every gang has like a specific kind of funny name, so hold on. It's called the Punks. They're called the Punks. It's like one of the best fights in this movie. I think it's that washroom scene, definitely. They're just stalking them slowly, like, and they all just meet in the bathroom, and all the punks have their weapons and stuff like that, and they're just waiting. And then finally, the leader or one of the guys goes up to one of the stalls and is just ready to pounce, just to get like a bunch of spray paint in the face. Like, oh my god, that was so cool.
Oh my god.
And another scene. I know. I'm sorry, this is out of order. I'm probably not gonna put it in order, but the Turnbull AC like truck chase. They're like in a big school bus, and they're just going up and down this block, this road, and the Warriors have to get by somehow, and they're just waiting for their chance, and they're just getting chased by this bus full of guys that are just ready to fucking pounce on them with weapons and stuff like that. You see, but also just like, really, this school bus couldn't really keep up with the Warriors. Like these, like, what was it, like 8 guys? I knew that was gonna happen. This movie is all about like stop and go, and it's really good. Especially the orphans. That guy is just so weird. Oh man, I still like imitate that scene, or just that guy, just the orphans guy.
How could this be a big meeting if the orphans wasn't there?
Listen, you didn't miss anything. There was a lot of hassle, a lot of heads got busted.
Yeah, you think the orphans ain't with it? You think the orphans ain't well known?
We didn't say that.
Well, we got a heavy rep.
It's just so insecure. It's just so weirdly funny. It's great. Another scene, which is pretty infamous at this point. David Patrick Kelly's character, the leader of the Rogues, I think he acts like it. He takes the beer bottles to his fingers, and he starts doing that thing. You know what I mean? That, you know, and he starts like calling out for them. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna do it here. It's too cringe, but I'll put a clip in. And it's just weirdly intimidating, and it's just like, what the hell? It's kind of like one of those just like oddly comedic moments, but also super threatening at the same time. It's just like, you're pretty much. The ending's really good too. It's the Rogues and the Warriors. Luthor, being a little asshole that he is, he has a gun, so pretty much they're against the gun anyways. But Swan, the leader, the acting leader of the Warriors, just chucks his knife right at Luthor's hand, like disarming him pretty much. And then the riffs, or I think they're called the MC riffs, come out of nowhere. They figure out that they've been had by the Rogues, that Luthor is the one who shot Cyrus, who was like their leader, the well-respected leader that I talked about. And they just it's implied they just get the beating of the century. You know what I mean? You kill our leader, you get murdered.
Get the f out, man!
And it ends with a really good song too. In the City, Joe Walsh. Are you kidding me? That's so good. Ah, man, you gotta listen to it. It was in Rick and Morty, whatever season that was, on the Citadel. I knew it before that, and when I heard it, I was like, oh my god, there it is. I love that song. Listen to that song right now. Pause this video, listen to that song right now. It's a bop. You know what I mean? Just sit on your bed, you know what I mean? Close your eyes, relax. Joe Walsh, In the City. It's really good. Another thing I wanted to talk about was the tie-in game. The Warriors on PS2, distributed by Rockstar, or made by Rockstar. It was really good for what it was. It was one of the better tie-in games. If you don't know anything about tie-in games, which you do, which to be clear, I'm just going to explain it to you, but you do know. Tie-in games, especially based off like movie properties, they're mostly just, they're shit. They're shit. You know, other than like a Wolverine game or a Spider-Man game or something like that. There's only so many few games where it just like tied in and it's like really good. They exist, but it's so far and in between at this point. But this was definitely a love letter. I think the advantages that they had was that this was made long ago, and this is definitely made by people that had a lot of love and respect for the film. I played it a while ago. For me, it still holds up. It's still one of the best games in Rockstar's catalog. It's really up there with like Bully and like all the GTA games. I haven't played Manhunt. I'm hoping to do that soon. Yeah, it's really good. It has a lot of like multiplayer like stuff. I used to play that like with a couple friends, my cousins and stuff like that. It was really good. It was really violent too. You can play 2-player, and also there's other co-op options like minigame type of stuff. I think there was like King of the Hill and other stuff like that. Other small minigames. Like you can make a whole crew. You can make a whole gang, and then your buddy can make a whole gang, and you just go at it. And it was just crazy. It was really good for what it was. A lot of love, a lot of care, and yeah, honestly, it was just the Warriors for me growing up was like a defining thing of my childhood. And honestly, going back to it, I really appreciate the love and care that both mediums got. The movie being based off, I think it was a story, being based off a story, and the game obviously being based off this, added to that, even the whole section before the movie takes place. And adding in like a lot of extra modes, extra love, just a lot of extra stuff that you would appreciate being a Warriors fan. And honestly, if you haven't checked it out, you really should. You won't regret it. It's a little dated, sure. But at the same time, though, like any movie that's like that old, of course it's going to be dated. And as long as you can go into it with an open mind, you won't be disappointed. Especially the game. The game is still available on like the PlayStation Store. I think you can still play it as of right now anyways. Yeah, definitely buy it. It should be cheap for what it is right now. I just bought it again like a couple months ago, and I beat that thing, and it was super fun. I really loved it. It brought me back to my childhood. Hence why I wanted to make the video here. I was thinking about this last night, and I gotta be honest, it was just like something I want to get out there. But please comment below your thoughts on the Warriors and what you think. Maybe you don't like it, maybe you do like it. Let's talk about it. Let's share it around. You know what I mean? And please like and subscribe for more. Yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. You're the best. I love you.